Mr. Dawkins makes some very good points for himself, and we should be offended at these things. But for instance, I don't know of anywhere in the Bible where it says that children will go to hell forever. He's heard that from probably the Catholic Church, which does not follow the biblical belief as far as I know. For instance, they admit that. They don't, for instance, follow Sunday. They follow Sunday, not Sabbath, which is they admit is the only day authorized in the Bible. But they changed it. So there's a lot of other things that are being changed that he is skirting over. But what about the great God of secularism? Because that is a worshipful God as well. It's a belief. It's a belief system. He's talking about a belief system. He is the high priest of secularism. And what he's doing is shouting about secularism. Let me give you one of the gods of secularism is lifestyle. And lifestyle means that girls who have children, quite a lot of them today, are having them aborted. Yes, murdered. Now, I didn't hear him say anything about that. That is completely against biblical belief that you should murder babies like that. Absolutely. I didn't hear him say anything about that. Because secularism authorizes that. It is state policy. As a matter of fact, one of the reasons why the Romans went in and destroyed Carthage was because it was said that Carthage passed the babies through the fire to Moloch, which is what they were doing. Because that's what it's previously its sort of head city, which was Tyre, because Carthage was a colony of Tyre. That city worshipped Moloch, and we know that because Alexander the Great wanted to go to the temple there. And anyway, that was another story. So that's why they went in. They burnt the city, destroyed it, and sowed salt in. There was other reasons as well. It's a political reason why they wanted to destroy Carthage, but that was another motive reason. They might have killed thousands of babies. We, which he's not mentioned, have killed over 5 million. One of our lady MPs, in the discussion on this recently in Parliament, said that she had been a midwife and she could no longer stand it. And you could see when the camera was going on, you see the men sort of wriggling on their benches a little bit uncomfortably, because she said, we were taking fully formed babies, screaming, and chucking them into cardboard boxes to be killed, and then parts used for various medical things. Now, I don't know what you think, but that is disgusting. 5 million babies killed. And that's, I don't know. I mean, even the man who framed that particular law said, if he'd known what was going to happen, because he only thought he was going to help a few girls, he didn't mean to have 5 million babies killed. But in America, where they've got the law, they've killed 25 million. I mean, in history, I don't think genocide on this scale has ever been passed. I mean, we scream at Hitler for killing 5 million Jews, which is absolutely disgusting, and I'd learn to test him for having done a thing, because I support the Jews regardless. Yet we've gone and killed 5 million babies. 5 million British babies for the great God lifestyle and secularism. Which is, he says, there's no cry. He's right, because we've killed all the cries from help from babies. That is what the great God secularism is about. And now the government, for the last 15 years, have sort of been saying, well, we got a problem. We're not having enough babies, so we don't have enough people to support the population, so we better import all these lovely Muslims and all these lovely this, that, the next thing. So the whole character of the nation is changing, and we actually, as one Lord has just said, in fear of losing this island to our people. Because these people are outpopulated to the ratio of 10 to 1. We at 1.6, and I think they're at 8.3. I mean, it's just a staggering difference, and this is not being done by accident. It is a policy of Islam to take over nations, and that's what they're trying to do. And he said it won't be long before we won't be able to resist that change if we were a democracy. The only way to get this under control again is become a dictatorship. We can't continue like this. So I'm getting on to another subject. But I just want to say that Mr. Dawkins is absolutely wrong in many respects. Now, before the Christianity came to the Roman Empire, and you must remember the Roman Empire was still consisting of a lot of pagans, etc. It took years for it to work through the system. I mean, they call themselves Christians under Constantine, but it wasn't so. They were still pagans, and they continued the circuses. Look at the death and destruction that was wrought on so many people under the pagan auspices. Is that what he wants to return to? Because that's what will happen. To say that the Nazis were Christians, well, they may have been, but they'd done what he wants people to do. Chucked it over, became pagans in a pagan system called Nazism, and they then persecuted those rules that the Nazis saw, and they just did not apply. Thou shalt not kill. Suffer the children to come to me. Forgive your enemies. Give your enemies 7 times 7. Just keep on going. You keep on forgiving. That doesn't sound like what he's talking about. He's talking about a completely different thing. Christianity, as some of the South Sea Islanders said, stopped them from being cannibals. I didn't say that. They said that. So, I think that when we listen to a man like Dawkins, who's a very clever and persuasive speaker, very charming man, we should also look at the outside of this. Don't get swept along by, this is exactly what youth do. You get swept along by these very, very eminent men who've got doctorates, etc., not realizing that quite often they've got an axe to grind. I mean, we went, just to give you an example of this sort of thing, we went through the 40s, 50s and 60s and 70s with doctor after doctor coming up and sort of saying smoking was not harmful to you and it was fine. And you know why those doctors said that? It was because they were bought off. Yet when one man got out to go and make a difference, they destroyed his family, destroyed his life, and did everything else to him, and they never helped him after that. He was just about a destroyed man. But he came out and told the truth. I was telling my parents long before, in 1960, that they should stop smoking. In those days, if you went into a room and you got visitors there was just a grey fog across the place. It was just covered in smoke. Just when my eyes would burst out in tears and this sort of thing, I'd get out the room quickly. But that was the sort of thing we were dealing with. And, today we seem to have this hiding of the facts. The fact that the Bible has been proven on so many fronts. But how many of you actually ever look into your Bibles? Take it out and have a look. You'll see, for instance, that it says in the book of Job that there's rivers at the bottom of the sea. You'll see it says that the Pleiades are gravitationally attracted. You will see that it says a whole lot of things, not what you think it says. And certainly doesn't say that children will burn in hell forever. That does not actually, it is not said. That is a fallacy, it is a lie, and it is fraudulent. But it does say, forgive your enemies. It does say that this dispensation is coming to an end, and these are the signs that are there, but those aren't told to you. Selection of argument, less and less, and you just focus you on in what they want to show you. I would urge you to open your minds up and look at the situation. And when you look at the Bible, you'll see that every hill that it says was there, and every river. We've even found the Exodus. We found the chariot wheels on the bottom. Where's all that information being put out? You're not being told about that, are you? We found steels. We've got steels in the bottom of the Egyptian authorities in there telling about this and all the plagues, etc. They're not being told. You think it's a myth. It is not a myth. And, if I had time I can prove it. But anyway, go visit that website there, yahwehnews.com, and, you'll see more. I'm very limited on time here. Thank you very much.